Welcome to Lesson 5. In this lesson, we will look at how Windows verifies access using access tokens. The objective of this lesson is to explain how Windows uses access tokens to verify access to secureable objects. We'll start by looking at some terminology. The first term is secureable object, which is essentially an object that can have a security descriptor. These include processes, threads, files, directories, registry keys, among other objects. Even access tokens themselves are considered secureable objects. Security descriptors contain the security information for a given secureable object. This information can include the object owner SID, the object's primary group SID, the object's discretionary access control list, or DACL, and the object's system access control list, or SACL. The DACL describes what access rights are allowed or forbidden for given users and groups, and the SACL provides records of access attempts on the object. When a thread tries to access a secureable object, Windows will perform an access check. This check aims to answer the following questions. Who is requesting access? What kind of access is being requested? What kind of access is allowed to the object? Do the requested access and permitted access line up? Windows uses access tokens to answer the question of who is trying to access the object, since access tokens contain information on the security context behind the thread or process. When a thread requests access to a secureable object, the access token security information is checked against the target object's security descriptor. Since the security descriptor's DACL describes what access rights are allowed or forbidden for given users and groups, the DACL answers the question of what access is allowed to begin with. As for what kind of access is being requested, Windows requires threads to specify upfront what actions it intends to perform on a secureable object. So now all that's left is to see if the requested access is allowed under the specified security context. Windows performs this verification by going through each access control entry in the DACL. Each entry specifies what access is allowed or denied for a given SID. If the specified user or group SID matches the SID requesting access, Windows checks if the access control entry is for allowing or denying access. Once a matching entry is found, the process can terminate early without having to check remaining entries. As we can see, access tokens are a crucial part of the process, since without them, we cannot answer the main question of whether or not the requested access is allowed. We have now reached the end of Lesson 5. In this lesson, we saw how access tokens are used to verify access to secureable objects. By looking at the access check process, we saw that access tokens provide the information needed to check if a process or thread is allowed access, based on the access requested and on the requested object security descriptor. For more information, please see the following references.